Welcome to the podcast. I hope you're having a great week. We have a very fun-filled episode lined up today. Not only is it fun, but it is also very informative and educational. Author Rain Lee joins us today. She is the author of a very interesting book that I think men and women will find very interesting. And the title of that book is Squirting. It's easier than you think. And this book is available everywhere books are sold, Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and places like that. I think this is a topic everyone will enjoy. But before we get started, of course, I'd like to tell you about our sponsors. And they are Roan Jewelry. That's ROAN Jewelry.com. Make sure you check them out. They have a lot of great gifts for that special woman in your life. We also have affiliate links to Amazon and affiliate links to Onnit, and you can find those over at our Facebook page at facebook.com/Rob Aguilar Show. When you support those sponsors, when you use those links to make a purchase, you are supporting this podcast, and that means a lot to me. If you haven't done so, please, I'd like for you to subscribe. Go over to robaguilarshow.com and subscribe over on Stitcher. Leave us a review. It means the world to me. I will be forever grateful. And it gives us exposure on that very important channel. If you are on iTunes, you can go to www.therobaguilarshow.com. Give us a rating. Give us a review. It means the world to me. This is a great episode. This was a lot of fun to record, so stick around. You do not want to be left out.
From A1 Studios in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, New York, this is the Rob Aguilar Show.
Rain, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You have a very interesting topic that you're going to talk to us about, and it has to do with squirting.
Yes.
And it's easier than you think. Why is squirting such an important thing, in your opinion, as far as sexual health? People just assume that squirting is just pee. It's just urine. And it's just maybe a reaction that takes place during intercourse, a sensation that a woman has, and she just pees all over the place.
Well, some people have that assumption, but there's a lot of people who don't feel that way about it. And my book was partially why I wrote the book. A big part of why I wrote the book is because there isn't good information out there on the subject. And most of the information that is out there is from the porn industry. So it's not very accurate, educational. A lot of what happens in the porn industry is theatrics. So it's, what you see there is not a true representation of squirting anyways. So we need more education on what this is, and that, women can do this, they enjoy it, men enjoy it, and why we should be doing it, I guess.
Why should we be doing it?
It's pleasurable. I mean, for both men and women. Men, that's like this huge accomplishment for them when they can get a woman to achieve that, because normally when a woman orgasms, you don't really see any evidence of it, and sometimes you don't know if it's even happened. And so for a man, that's huge evidence to him that, oh, okay, I did something right. And then for a woman, it's a very pleasurable orgasm. Most people that have them would say that that's kind of the height of an orgasm for them.
But can a woman have an orgasm without squirting?
Yes, absolutely. There's different types of orgasms that women can have anyways. You have clitoral, you have G-spot, you have kind of a combination. And so, yes, I mean, women don't have to squirt to have an orgasm. And sometimes when they squirt, they're not even having a full-on orgasm either.
Is the word squirting, is that the correct term? It has like this fetish sound to it,
Yeah.
like you mentioned before in the porn industry. Is it a true ejaculation in the sense like the way a man ejaculates? What exactly happens? What causes the squirting? What is it? Let's dig deep into that.
Okay, well, first of all, yes, I would prefer the term female ejaculation over squirting, but everyone knows it as squirting. So if you're going to write a book about it, you've got to use that word. And that's just, clearly the porn industry has termed it that way. And so they have such a huge influence, of course, in our society, and that's what people know it as. But Yeah, I mean, there is a lot we don't know about squirting yet. There's been a lot of studies done over the years that haven't really concluded everything. So, admittedly, we don't know everything. What we do know is that it comes from the Skene's gland. That's where the fluid actually builds up, and the Skene's gland is in by the G spot. And the G spot, of course, is the equivalent of a male prostate. So when a woman squirts, there is glucose in that fluid as well as a prostatic enzyme. And then, I mean, we don't we don't know a ton about all that's happening there, but that's kind of what we do know.
So there's no urine in there.
Well, there are conflicting there's conflicting information about that. What everyone has concluded is that the substance that comes out is not urine. We're not talking about pure urine. Because in urine you don't have glucose, you don't have the prostatic enzyme that you're getting in that fluid. But there is urea that comes in that's in the squirting fluid often. But urea is not urine. Urine is made up of urea as well as other things.
So there's a gland that makes this. And is it stored somewhere like the same way as with men and how semen is stored in the testicles? I mean, what happens if a woman doesn't ejaculate? Does it stay there? Does it, like, for example, if a man doesn't ejaculate, doesn't have sex, or doesn't, the semen still in the testicles until he makes new semen, but is it stored anywhere?
I don't know that we know that exactly about it as far as it being stored. We know that when a woman ejaculates or doesn't ejaculate, but is having sex and those chemicals don't come out, that there's a retrograde ejaculation where those chemicals stay in, but they will come out in the urine after she has sex.
I wonder why it took so long for people to look into this. Are doctors looking into this? Is this something that's being studied in the medical community, or do people just not care?
It's studied rarely. There isn't a lot of great information
Why?
out there. I don't know. I mean, I think that there's enough of a joke behind it, honestly, that people don't take it very seriously, or I don't think that sometimes there's as much focus on women's orgasms either, or I mean, I don't think women sometimes focus on it enough. So that's part of the problem. And yeah, I mean, I don't have all the answers why we're not studying this more. But the latest study that came out was just this big study about, oh, it's just pee, and that kind of wiped the slate clean of any seriousness, of actually looking more into it. But that study only had 7 participants, so it was a very small sample size. And even what it concluded was not, it even said that the chemicals were present in their samples, the after ejaculation chemicals, the prostate enzyme, the glucose. So there's not great information out there.
So how did you get involved with this squirting phenomenon? What about it interested you? Why study it? Why look into it?
Well, it's something that happened to me about 6 years ago, and it was a very random occurrence with my ex-husband. And we were excited about it because it was a great experience, but afterwards we didn't know what it was and we were really confused. So I started doing a lot of research, mainly online because there's really nowhere else that I could find information. And I kind of dug deep, and that began years worth of research that I looked into. And then it was kind of a light bulb moment, that the whole thing about write what you know. And I felt like I had a lot of information that no one else really did. And there wasn't any place that all that information was put together. So I decided to write this book, and I did. So it's out there.
That was the first time that had ever happened to you?
Yes.
Is it one of those things that kind of snowballs? Like, for example, it happens that first time, and do you learn how to do this where you can eventually squirt every time you orgasm?
I don't know if anyone can do it every time they orgasm, but you definitely become more in touch with what your body needs to do it, and it's easier to get there. So I think, yeah, definitely once it happens, for the most part, with most women, it becomes easier to obtain.
Let's get into that, because the title of your book, Squirting, it's easier than you think. How so? How is it easy? Is it something that a woman has to talk herself into it, think about it, think and ye shall squirt, or what?
Well, it's different for each woman, but yes, there is definitely some tricks that if you use those, it's going to be helpful. And my book lists 10 tips, but I also have a squirt school. It's an online school, and it teaches you not just these kind of basic main tips, but it also teaches you positions, masturbation techniques, and just the history. It teaches pretty much everything you wanted to know about squirting. So
So basically, it's a Squirting 101 course.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
I know we want everyone to go out and buy this book, but could you share maybe a tip or two on how a woman might go about talking herself to squirting, or what can she do? You said there's some tricks.
Yep.
Could you share a trick or two?
Yes, absolutely.
To kind of give us a little teaser about what's in the book.
Okay. Well, first of all, hydration is really, really important. You got to start there, because if you don't have the fluid in your body, you're not going to ejaculate. So I would say that's one of the main tips. As well, it's all about relaxing and not letting women tend to stay in their head too much when it comes to any type of orgasm. So it's really about just letting go and letting all the sensations go, keeping everything very loose and relaxed. And then another key is G-spot stimulation.
If you could describe the difference, since you've experienced squirting and then prior to that had never happened to you, could you describe the difference? Is there a difference in the sensation of the orgasm, squirting versus non-squirting?
Absolutely. With squirting, and this again will vary with each woman, but in general, myself and I hear a lot of other women, it's a huge release. It's that feeling of what I think men feel when they ejaculate. It's a release, and women don't get that as much when they just have a regular orgasm, but when they actually squirt, they have that same feeling. It's like everything's released from your body. You're just really relaxed, and it just feels complete. As well, with a squirting orgasm, it's typically more of an all-body orgasm instead of just being centralized to the clitoral region.
It sounds like it's more intense.
Absolutely.
Is your background in any way medical or?
It's not. It's just me giving the information that I have. I wish that I had more medical, training to go behind this, but I'm the only one that's taking it upon myself to offer much information. So I'm using medical resources and just my own knowledge.
Are you teaching these courses as well?
Yep, the online course I teach, and it's about 2 hours long. People can take it at their own speed, and they can do just the sections they want to. It's always available once somebody buys it, so they can purchase it and come back to it in 2 weekends and try some tips or positions or whatever.
So is there actual squirting taking place in these courses?
No. I mean, it's pretty much all text-based, and there's some just visual slides and things, but for the most part, it's just explaining techniques and background information.
If people want to reach out to you and ask more questions about this, how can we get in touch with you? Do you have a Twitter, Facebook? How do people reach you?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, and on all of those, I'm Arthur R. Lee. So on Facebook, it's Arthur R. Lee. On Twitter, it's at Arthur R. Lee. And if you go to my website, www.arthurrlee.com, which is RLEIGH, that's going to have links to everything on there. It's going to have links to Squirt School, links to buy the book. Everything's there.
Fantastic. Squirt School. That is an awesome name. So the name of the book is Squirting, It's Easier Than You Think.
Yes.
It's available at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, on your website, This was very interesting. This was a lot of fun. Rain, thank you so much. We invite everyone to check out this book, Squirting. It's easier than you think. They'll find lots of tips to help you reach this amazing phenomenon. Thank you so much for your time, Rain.
Thank you.
This has been an A1 Broadcasting podcast.